So Bitcoin and the S&P 500 has taken a little bit of a tumble over the last 24 hours. So I want to discuss exactly what is going on because there's been some significant macro updates you guys need to be aware of. And of course, I want to go over my trade and where I think we're going next. Jumping straight into it, we can see yesterday the S&P 500 did drop maybe like 0.5% or a full percent there, and then retraced to having closed about 0.3% down on the day. So the market is still not liking the geopolitical untensions, the geopolitical tensions that are happening right now. But I think that really any sort of significant dip that we do get, as long as we're waiting, we're ready, and we're ready to get positioned, is actually a blessing in disguise, all right? Just like the tariff crash here, it was an absolute phenomenal opportunity for the people that were ready for it. Now, if we do take a look at Bitcoin's price action, as we were discussing yesterday, we moved up into the purple box that sits between 74,000 and 77,000. I chose that region as one of the regions I would expect extreme resistance. It was expected that it would be a support, given the support back in April 25, but that didn't hold back at the start of the year, or the start of Feb anyway. When we came up, we retested it. We've actually come down now to retest previous resistance and flip it into a support. You can see we actually just wicked down there. That previous resistance, now support, sits at just under $69,000. And you can see Bitcoin has bounced slightly off that region. Now, what we want to see from this is a nice clean break of 71,700, and then of course 74,000, and then the recent high of 75. Now, and if we take a look at this from a slightly different angle, we can see very clearly we are keeping in check with this bear flag we're following. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did come down to 65,000 again here, wicking down quickly, and then potentially bouncing up to give the $75,000 region a retest right here. You see we've been bouncing around this region, which has given us plenty of opportunities for opening trades, but also closing or at least taking profits from the trades at the top of the bear flag. You can see we've been doing that here on the channel. I now have 2.7 Bitcoin left in the trade, but I started with 6 Bitcoin that I opened right here. So $20,000 left in unrealized profit, which is 122% gain using the 10x leverage. And I've closed out more than half of this position so far. So I'm not actually taking any more profits right now. If we do head up to the top of the bear flag again, that's when I'll be taking profits once again. And if we do head to the lower regions of the bear flag, I may actually add to this, but with a very tight stop loss. So if we do lose the bottom of the bear flag and that adding ends up getting stopped out, that's fine, because we probably end up having something similar to this. And really, I still think we can have this push to the upside in the shorter term, heading somewhere between 75,000 and 92,000 right now, which is where the 200-day MA sits. But I still think we do have more of this bear market to go. We've had a lot of good news coming out. Yesterday, we discussed the SEC chair, Paul Atkins, laying the framework for crypto so people have certainty. And I think this is very important for the institutions, for the big players to get back in after this move to the downside. And we are surprisingly seeing Bitcoin move up in a macro environment that is not good, right? We see the S&P 500 falling. We see things like gold. It was up slightly yesterday, 1%, but silver down 1%. Gold has been going down ever since it made its real high here at 5,600, going down almost 1,000 here. And I think that's to be expected. And the reason why people are surprised by this and the money is not actually flowing into gold as would be expected in war times is because the run already happened. A generational run happened in the last year or so of gold. So people aren't going to, of course, people with money, right? They're looking for safe havens. A safe haven of gold is not a safe haven if in the last, look at this, September 25, October, November, December, right here, right, Bosch, right there, gold is up, or did go up, just this year alone, 38%. And over the course of a year, going back to March time last year, it's up 100%. So of course, smart money is not going, okay, well, I'm going to move all of my money into this safe haven asset if it's up 100% in 1 year, right? That's not how smart money works. Now, that's not to say that they won't be buying or having certain portions of their portfolio in this, but that is why people have been blindsided again by the not massive move in gold. In fact, the price of gold has gone down during the geopolitical tensions, which is surprising for most, but we have to look at it. It's not happening. It's like, it's not, the price action isn't separate from what's going on, right? So people are actually looking for other places to put money. I'm sure a lot of people are holding a lot of cash, but Bitcoin seems to be one of the areas that are potentially being moved into. I do think that there's a high likelihood that Bitcoin has more downside this year, all right? Normally, if the normal straightforward bear market that's happened, the last two bear markets I've seen, it's down for 1 year, which would put approximate the bottom at around October. Now, the reason why I don't think the bottom will actually be in October, I don't think that will happen exactly, because that's what most people are now expecting, right? So I do think that it's going to play out. I do think history repeats, or it doesn't exactly repeat, it rhymes. And that's what we've been seeing, right? The top of this market didn't have a blow off top, but it did actually end at a very similar time to the time that it's ended previously, which caught a lot of people off guard, right? The right time frame, but less of a blow off top. No alt season. That's a rhyming of history, not a repeat. And that's what I think will happen again. And I'll catch you in the next one.